Hi, I'm Kate Conway and welcome to Wed Talks. We would love to have been out face to face chatting to everybody, and we did have a Wed Talks event sort of penciled in for the end of March, which we had to cancel. But it's not just us who've had to cancel things. Loads of couples have had to cancel weddings, and we really feel for you. And we have Jean Barrett Quinn, who's a humanist celebrant, here to chat about it. Hiya, Jean.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm trying to use lockdown very positively. But
Yeah,
can you, first of all, for anybody who doesn't know what you do, explain what the Humanist Celebrant does?
sure, no problem. So, as a humanist wedding celebrant, I write and conduct legal, non-religious wedding ceremonies in Northern Ireland, celebrating the couple, celebrating their journey, and being as inclusive as possible with all of your wedding guests.
Okay, so what kind of couple would come to you?
Oh, every kind of couple. There's no typical couple. Every age, background, ethnicity, sexual orientation, everybody is welcome, and everybody is interested. I think the main couples that I would speak with are couples who really want a very, very special and meaningful day starting with their wedding ceremony. They have a special story. They want to share their journey, and they want to start their married life on their terms.
Okay, and obviously there's had to be a lot of ceremonies cancelled or postponed. Sorry, they're postponed.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
cancelled. Yeah. Have
yeah.
you had a lot of cancellations yourself or postponements yourself?
I've had almost 30 couples reschedule between now and the middle of August. But what I am delighted to be able to say is I have managed to reschedule every single one. So I will be still part of their wedding day, and that's something that really means an awful lot to me because working with my couples, we just don't book and then I see them on the wedding day. And we've been working together for over a year and a half through meetings, actual meetings. When you went to see people in person and you had a
Yeah,
week
I
off.
remember.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been meeting up. There's been hundreds of emails, phone calls, text messages. So over the last year and a half, I've gotten to know my couple so well. And so being able to reschedule and still being part of their wedding day means the absolute world to me. So
But it must be really hard for them. How are they handling the fact they've had to do that? Because there's so much work involved. But aside from that, there's so much of your heart and soul in your date and preparing for it.
yeah. Oh, completely. There's so many emotions because these couples have been working for years, thinking about this day and working hard to make sure that it is a true reflection of them, regardless of the ceremony, working with suppliers that they trust to create this amazing celebration. And I think I'm just blown away by the resilience of the couples that I work with. They're taking time to grieve, which I think is completely normal for anyone who's going through something like this. It is traumatic, and I think everyone deserves to go through the grieving process and their feelings not to be taken lightly about something like this. But I'm there to support them through everything. So the minute they've been in contact with me in relation to rescheduling, I've been giving them all the dates that I'm free, giving them suggestions, options, alternatives, working with other suppliers to make sure that we can recreate their dream day just on a new day. On a new day.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
must be hard whenever the day they were meant to get married comes and they're not getting dressed up and going to get married.
Yes, and that is going to be really tough. However, there are some fantastic ways to make that not a sad day. So a couple that I was working with, they were due to get married on the 28th of March, and we'd been working together for so long, and I had the ceremony completely written. It was signed off. They loved it. They couldn't wait, and then everything happened. The C word.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Mm-hmm.
now the worst C word.
Yeah.
and they had to reschedule until November this year. And 2 or 3 days before their original wedding date, they got in touch to say that a lot of their friends and family have been getting in touch quite kindly and saying, you know, they're thinking of them, but the general tone was quite sad and of loss, I would guess. So they got in contact because we're friends. We're on Instagram, we're WhatsApping away, and they said, Jean, what can we do? We don't want to be sad on this day. We want to do something meaningful to mark the day. What can we do? And over the course of the conversation, we came up with an idea of a commitment ceremony. And basically, the commitment ceremony was to be held on their wedding date at the time that they were due to get married. And we held it in our living rooms via Zoom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. So 24 hours, I wrote them a ceremony that was all about them, the journey that they've been on so far. A little bit about humanism, about why they chose to have this ceremony, about why they love their family so much, how much they can't wait for their new date. And they made promises to each other that they're going to keep until they exchange their wedding vows in November. And it was really a lovely opportunity to create positive, happy memories about that wedding date that they can add to their wedding journey and just the story of them. Writing that ceremony, though, I had to be really mindful not to take any sparkle away from their actual wedding ceremony. So there was a fine balance between sharing some of their story then and some of their story now. And the reason we did that was they wanted to mark the day, obviously, but we recorded it and they sent it to all their friends and family that evening. Who got to watch it. They had a little happy cry, they toasted with their Prosecco, and they just created the most joyful memory, not just for them, but for all of their friends and family that was going to be there on the day. And I think it just reignited that spark of joy and excitement. And I know that November the 14th is going to be one hell of a party when everybody gets back together.
Oh gosh, imagine those weddings once we're able to be together again. I mean, it's going to be...
I don't know how I'm going to be able to cope. It's going to be so emotional because as a celebrant, you're the person who welcomes everybody and thanks everyone for, you know, making the effort to come today and to celebrate. And how those words are going to have so much more meaning now when everyone gets back together. And us as celebrants, we have such a responsibility to acknowledge that. You know, we're going to be the ceremony is going to be the first time that all these people are back in a room together after so long. And by the end of that ceremony, you know, the roof's going to be blown off that place with joy and clapping and cheering, and it's just going to be fantastic. And I think that's something that couples should hold on to and look forward to, that however amazing their wedding was going to be, that joy and that celebration is going to be heightened 100%.
Oh yeah, it's really going to amplify everything. But do you think that this time gives couples a chance to kind of look differently at their relationship? You know, because obviously everybody's had to like rethink so much to do with your life, so many things you took for granted.
Oh yeah, so many things taken for granted, and I think it's a really good opportunity to, I guess, revisit your values as a couple. Once you've kind of found your new normal about spending all of that time together, I think it's a really good opportunity to I guess think about your values. And sometimes it's until things are taken away from us that we realize what is really, really important. So what is important to you as a couple? What are your joint values? You know, family is obviously going to be a really big factor now, and whatever family looks like to you, you know, your related family, your friendship family, your work family, trust, loyalty, honesty, you know, all of these things are going to come to the surface once you have this kind of time to reflect and think. And I think once a couple identifies your values, it really helps identify what kind of a wedding day you want to have, what memories you want to create, what suppliers you want to work with. And in 10 years time, those are the memories that are going to stay with you. And they're the stories that you're going to be able to tell the grandkids in times to come.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. It is about choosing to kind of, as difficult, as horrible as it is, choosing to make it part of your story and see the positive side of whatever positives there are within it.
Yeah, and you know, it is a really sad thing, and people are allowed to grieve. You know, they are allowed to you know, feel sad about it. But one thing that is not taken away from us is our choice, and we can choose how to react to things. We can choose how we want to move forward, and I think choosing to do something meaningful on your would-be wedding day is a really powerful way of taking back some control that has been taken away from you. So whether you know, go for a self-isolated, social distanced walk together with a little bottle of Prosecco and plastic glasses in your backpack, do that. If you want to, you know, have a commitment ceremony like Becca and Tim did, if you want to just take some mindful time and sit together and talk about what you're looking forward to together. Or there's a lovely way of I guess it comes from Celtic mythology about being betrothed to each other. It's actually a lovely way of recommitting to yourselves, and you can actually do a self hand fasting in your house, where you kind of bind yourself together in the thoughts and the excitement of your new wedding date. And also, if you have a garden at the back, or if you've got some space, plant something. It's a beautiful visual representation of the growth that you're both going through as well. So there's lots of ways to mark the day, whatever is meaningful and right for you. Choose. I always say choose joy.
Choose joy. Well, that's a great note to end on. Thank you so much, Jane. So how would people get in touch with you if they want to chat to you about their wedding or being their
Well,
celebrant?
I'm on Instagram, JBQ Humanist Weddings. I'm on Facebook, my website, www.jeanbarrettquinn.com, the humanist.org website. If you might find me on Belfast Live, that's the live commitment ceremony. The couple were really adamant that they wanted to share that with other couples as some inspiration, and that video is also on YouTube as well. So
Brilliant.
Lots of ways.
Thank you. Well, hopefully we will see you. Who knows? But hopefully it'll be soon anyway.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Jane.
Online, spreading the joy.
Jean Barrettquinn. Thank you. Bye.